Hi everyone, welcome to Legally Yours. I'm here again with the absolutely incredible Rose Cucchiaro from Resolve Divorce. And in this video, we're actually going to talk about Rose's personal journey through the law and also what was sort of her vision and values and what was motivating her to start Resolve Divorce, which is the completely flipping the model on the head of the family law traditional practice. So thank you so much, Rose, for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I'm going to take you right back to the beginning. So we've touched on this a little bit before, but you obviously, your motivations for becoming a lawyer were quite fascinating, actually. So you were sort of being quite the rebellious spirit in choosing law. Talk me through there.
Yeah, well, it was sort of expected, I think, almost that I was going to join the medical profession because it's where a strong sort of emphasis of my family. But as I said in my other video, I'm a little bit too flamboyant and outspoken for that. I was just very much a rebel in my family and just very much told people how it was and stood up for what I thought was just. And so with that strong sense of justice and but also having the benefit of that care for people and love for people. I'm from a huge Italian family, and all we are about is values and family and love and togetherness. And so it was important to me to get a career that matched those values that I've got already, and provide, give that to people in the way I
I love it. Yeah, I love it. So let's skip forward a bit. So you're in family law and you're sort of within, practicing family law in more of a traditional sense within a firm. What were you seeing? And then talk me through then why you decided to start the model of Resolve Divorce from there.
Okay. I started law and started in a personal injury firm and quickly realised that this was not the place, that I was not getting what I needed to get from it. I quit and started a marketing degree. Realised that, so then I was like, hang on a minute, no, this is not all glitz and glamour. What am I doing? Realised, no, the family law experience that I had in that firm, initially, just a touch of it was where I needed to be. It suited my personality and my value set so much better. So I joined a family law firm and soon discovered throughout the process of working in family law that there were very, very different ways to handle family law matters. And it was such a personal experience, and every family was different. And the more and more experienced I became, the more confident I was that I could make a difference to people that was different from what they'd always had in a legal experience and different from what my boss told me I should be doing. And so I sought out lots of training. I went and did collaborative law training throughout here in Australia, but also have been in lots of international conferences and expertise in conflict management, and just really understanding what is it that I can do to improve their experience within this model. And anyone that's trained in collaborative practice understands that the out of court model is where the goals oriented, future focused type of outcome is where it sits. And so I worked really hard and worked through my way up through the ranks in the firms I was in, but then was challenged by the concept that I was not going to be able to do what I wanted to do with my clients and with the business if I had if I remained in those traditional type firms. So I knew that I had to give people an opportunity to have a more client-centric, future-focused type of experience. And so I just took a leap of faith, turned to my husband and said, you got me if this doesn't work. And we jumped in. So I haven't looked back, and that was almost 5 years ago. What that meant for me was I could just live true to my values. I didn't have to worry about how I could sleep at night because of what we were charging people, or what we were not giving people, or the experiences that people were having that were devastating their families.
Yeah.
Because I knew that the difference that I was making in their lives was one that was able to give them clarity, certainty around their future, reduce conflict as much as we possibly could, and give them a process to negotiate that was respectful and honoured their family that they'd built and that they were still part of. So,
Rose, that's just so incredibly powerful hearing you articulate it in that way about, honouring the family that they've built. And even though they find themselves where, they're separating, the family still lives on, that family unit. Just because you separate doesn't mean that you stop being a parent or a co-parent. So, and I think, what you've done with Resolve is just incredibly, powerful. We are going to do another video where we'll go in exactly what you do with your clients. So stay tuned for that one. But I just did want to acknowledge that obviously what you've built has been incredible. It's enabled you to, you're one Thought Leader of the Year for 2019. You're now up for the New Law Firm of the Year for 2020. So thank you so much for everything that you've built. And it's been wonderful to get to know a bit about your rebellious nature and the different way, and also the vision and values of why you've inspired it. So if you would like to connect with Rose, you can head to our Legally Yours platform at legallyyours.com.au. Or if you would actually like to find out more about the services that Resolve and Rose provide, you can head to resolvedivorce.com.au. Now, stay tuned for our next episode where we will actually go into the process and the services that Resolve Divorce does. So thank you so much, and thanks for joining me, Rose.